Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk Tuesday. I'm your host, Brian Mursky, and I am the owner of Veranda Technologies. We're here in Brick Township, and we service the Monmouth, Ocean, and surrounding counties in New Jersey. So, I didn't have a topic picked out for this week. It's summer. I've been a little busier. My wife's been busier. We're running around a lot more. But I did spend some time this weekend. We'll call it summer cleaning. For the past 6 or 8 weeks, I have had a bug to clean our home. Clutter's building up. My kids are getting older. We had some crap laying around that didn't need to be here. And things were just getting a little unruly around here. So I've come up with a new policy that when the garbage cans go out to the curb on Thursday nights to be picked up on Friday, we don't leave any air in them. So if there's space in the garbage can, find something to put in it. And I started to tackle the basement this weekend. Now, I knew that I kept some stuff around that I probably shouldn't have kept. I keep old adapters and cords and you know, cables, things like that. Funny little gadgets. But some of the stuff I found kind of blew my mind that I still had it because I just forgot it was down there. And they haven't been relevant in some cases in decades. But I thought maybe I'd run across a computer that needed that kind of adapter or a mouse with the round, you know, the green round plug on it. I actually had a couple mice with the old 9-pin, if anybody remembers the mice before that, but I digress. Doesn't matter. I found some pretty neat stuff cleaning, and I just thought we'd have a lighter week. I'd show you a few of the things I found, reminisce about some old technology, because it's pretty interesting and fascinating when you think about where we've come, how technology has made changes to transportation and the airline industry, medicine, right? I just read a stat this morning, farming. Farmers used to be able to feed 19 people per year. They can now feed 155, one farmer. And that's just due to advancements in technology. Now, the things I found weren't obviously farming or medical related. They were more personal entertainment, game systems. I knew I had an Atari 800, and we don't play it much, but it is hooked up to a television in the basement. But I found, most of you will recognize, my wife's first CD player. She will not let me throw it out. I found it. I was going to toss it in the garbage. She said no. It doesn't even open. I'm pressing the little eject thing. Oh, hey, that's the first time it opened. And there's a CD in there. But you'd pop a CD in. You can run with it, bring it to the gym. You can throw it in the car, plug headphones into the side, and play CDs. I found an old analog telephone. The satisfying, you know, when you were mad at somebody, you hung up on an old friend or girlfriend, you slam the phone down. You can't do that on the cell phone. You're kind of just pressing the button. I found my last cell phone. Before this, I had a bag phone, and then I upgraded to this, which is, you know, huge compared to an iPhone, which is where we're at today. And this was a joy to hold because I remembered using this phone. You could clip it on your belt. You looked ridiculous, but back, you know, in the 80s, I guess everybody looked ridiculous. And then I found, and this shocked the heck out of me, I found my last beeper. I can't even tell you, my wife and I were talking about this the other day, I don't remember how one would send a message because this particular pager has letter capability. So the original pagers, for those that had a pager and remember, you can only send numbers. And that's easy. You'd pick up one of these, you'd call somebody's number, and then you would type in, you know, your telephone number or a message that you, you know, we'd figure out crafty ways to send messages, and you would just memorize what that combination of numbers meant. But I don't even remember. It must have been through a really, really early website. How you would send a text message to a beeper, and I still can't for the life of me remember, so if anybody does, feel free to comment. But it's pretty amazing that I still have these things. And obviously the pager I'll keep. The cell phone's getting thrown out. I'll probably just do that right now. Because there's no reason to have that. But the beeper's small, so I'll keep it around. But then I was thinking about music, right? So I have in my iTunes collection right now 31,000 songs. Not all songs. Some are, inspirational. Some are comic relief. Some comedy albums on there. Maybe a couple shows transcribed. But for the most part, it's music. And I have a lot. It looks like 40 gigabyte of music. 30,000 plus tracks in iTunes. Which would be, I'm not even going to do the math, how many cassette tapes. I know that the first iPods that came out were capable of holding, if I remember correctly, 480 songs, which we thought was massive. Because 480 songs, that's about what you'd fit on 32 cassette tapes. So I could take everything on 32 cassette tapes and put them onto one iPod. And it's mind-boggling that 480 songs is nothing. I can keep 10,000 on my iPhone now, right? And the iPhone that comes out next year will be able to keep 50,000. It's kind of neat. I don't have any vinyl left in my basement. At least I haven't come across any. I remember having a big vinyl collection. I replaced most of those with cassettes and then CDs. And then, of course, the MP3 players came out. And MP3s were great because you could sync, large collections of music, 400, 500, 600 songs at a time, take it with you, and then the next week you could put different songs, and iTunes just changed all of that. Now I click on one button from my iPhone, and I can pick any song in my collection and play it in any room of the house wirelessly over speakers. So technology in many ways has helped make us free us, I guess. Make it easier to do things. I don't know if I'm ever going to listen to all 32,000 songs in my collection, but they're there if I want them, and I can take them with me wherever I go. I actually have a program now called Plex, which is pretty cool. If anybody wants to know about this, let me know, and I can talk you through setting it up and installing it. Plex now allows me to stream, kind of like Netflix, all of my movies, music, and pictures right from the computer to my iPhone or to an iPad or laptop. Any internet connection, I can log into Plex, type in my username and password, and access any of our photos, any of our movies, so I can watch full-length movies if I'm sitting in a doctor's office waiting room with headphones on, of course, and just access everything. Music. I just took a trip down to Wildwood a couple weekends ago, and we listened to music from the home computer the entire way down on the Parkway, in the Pine Barrens. No stutter, no pause, no buffering. Just seamlessly played music, so I don't even have to keep it on the iPhone anymore, is the point. And, that's... I grew up not too many years ago with cassette tapes where you'd have to put 10 songs on the front, 10 songs on the back, and that was it. I have the picture of the phone over there. Remember dialing somebody with like a 0 or a 9 in their phone number? It was painful. It was agonizing. So anyway, I thought it was interesting that I found some of this stuff. Everything but the pager's going away. I promise I'm throwing it all out. I don't need any of it. I haven't needed any of it for a decade. But it was fun to look through and fun to talk about with you. If there's a topic you want to hear about on Tech Talk Tuesdays, whether it's light like this or serious, virus-related, backup-related, what kinds of machines to buy, what operating systems to look at, drop us a line. Please send us an email, leave a comment. I'm happy to do topics on anything, and it's summer, so I haven't been taking the time to come up with some great topics, so I could use your help. Please drop us a line about anything. We're happy to answer questions or help with whatever you may need. We'll see you next week on Tech Talk Tuesday. Have a wonderful week.